Sketch made this.
Don't do that! Don't do it! Don't do it! You tickle me! You make the spray paint come out of my nose. What, am I paint on my face?
Wait!
Dude,
Is that...
look at the moon.
Is that the same stoners from World of Cockroaches and,
What?
When you
Quagmire?
see a moon like that, do you ever think life is so amazing? Maybe we shouldn't ace it by just getting high all the time?
No. I think about how I wish I were a werewolf.
What would you do if you're a werewolf?
I get high all the time? Yeah.
He's just not bleaching his hair now.
Where did that come from?
Oh, Skinner's disappeared from the credits. Boo! Oh dear.
Mulder, what are you doing to my poster?
Your poster?
Scully, since we've been away, much of the unexplained has been explained. This thing looks like what people say it looks like. I'm going to get a good picture of it.
This thing looks like those drawings. I'm entering my clip into it, even if it isn't its underwear.
Yeah, it's this new camera app. I'm not sure if it's working right.
What is that? It's a fresh kill.
Oh,
Sorry.
a bit of privacy, please. Have you seen a...
Where did his clothes come from?
My initial exam of the bite marks on his wound would suggest that they were made by a human being.
So we're looking for a man-sized horned lizard with human teeth. Sounds a bit silly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're really enjoying yourself, aren't you, Scully?
Yeah, I am. I forgot how much fun these cases could be.
Oh, nice.
It's been a long day, Mulder. Why don't you go back to the hotel and get some sleep? And try not to dream about monsters.
No, he'll dream about you instead. What? Oh, oh yeah. Very clever.
Oh, hello again.
I can't go on like this.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going insane having to look at you every day. Enough!
That's going on his bill.
And you bastard! You're not waking me up again tomorrow. You understand? Take it back.
Fucking alarm clocks!
It's happening again. Please, let this be the last time.
What if this creature that we've stumbled upon is here to create a whole new paradigm for our understanding of life itself? Or maybe science was used to create this unnatural being. Maybe this is some GMO experiment run amok by
faces
some
are
military
brilliant.
agro big pharma corporation. Maybe this guy is its chief geneticist who recklessly experimented on himself and now transforms into a fiend who needs to feast on human flesh. To which I know you're going to say, but Mulder, that sounds like the paranoid ravings of some lunatic madman. I don't know what this thing is, Scully, and I don't know exactly how it came to be. All I'm saying is it's a monster.
Yeah, this is how I like my Mulder.
So you're agreeing with me?
No! You're bat crap crazy.
But what about facts?
What facts?
This guy, who the manager just saw turned into a monster, was wearing the clothes of one of our victims, which we did not notice at the time because we thought we were looking for an animal. Turns out we were only half right.
Yeah, okay, well, we need to talk to this guy.
Well, I doubt he's coming back to his room. I did retrieve some personal items from it, though, that might help us track him down.
Well, that sounds like a good investigative plan.
First thing we need to do,
Wow.
though,
What the fuck?
check out of this motel.
Once upon a time, there was a village that was being tormented by a man-eating lizard dragon. The local constable did everything to try to kill this creature, but nothing could
Suddenly
stop
yelled,
it.
I quit, and he went on a rampage. He fled out the back through the stockroom.
What are you doing? You know it's not safe to approach a dangerous suspect without backup? Which way did he go?
Wow.
He went that way, down
more
the
than
back alley. But
capable of-
Mulder, I got the results back from the lab, and
She's more than capable of looking out for herself, Mulder. Seriously. What is that he's driving? Oh. Oh, wow, Mulder, just... Was it? Old man and gravestones you steal flowers from. Oh, Kimanas! Oh, RP! Oh, it's so badly missed.
Did you lose somebody recently?
Best.
Yeah. Myself. No, I got a puppy. I named him Dagoo. Dagoo! Dagoo! Dagoo. And I quickly realized that the only way to be happy as a human was to spend all of your time in the company of non-humans. We played all through the night. But the next day when I came home from work, Dagoo! I'm home! Dagoo! Dagoo! Well, I guess the maid must have accidentally let him out.
Oh.
Dagoo! Dagoo! I searched everywhere, all night long. But it was hopeless. Dagoo! Because life's hopeless. A few fleeting moments of happiness, surrounded by crushing loss and grief. Dagoo!
Sums up this show.
Why bother? I thought I recognized you.
Well, wait, how could you have changed back into a man? It wasn't morning yet.
I don't know how it works. I'm not a scientist.
I'm just looking for some kind of internal logic.
Why? There isn't an external logic to any
How's
of it.
that with Scully
I mean, I
too
went back
much?
to the motel and a jackalope head on the wall started screaming at me. Explain that.
Welcome to Smartphones As Us. How may I help?
I'm wondering if I can ask you some questions. I think maybe my phone isn't working right, because guys don't send me pictures of their junk on it.
What?
I think maybe I'd like to take a picture of yours.
What?
Come on. I want to make you say cheese.
Fuck!
You're an animal. An animal.
This feels good!
Oh, don't stop.
Somebody spent...
Stop. That did not happen.
I
Yeah.
know it's hard to believe, but apparently I'm terrific in the sack.
You made that up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, you
He's
got
like,
me.
yeah, Scully's not that
Ever since I
vocal,
became a
Drews.
human, I can't help but lie about my sex life. But that's the only untruthful bit in the whole story. So please, will you kill me now?
She spent way too much time watching porn.
You don't believe me, do you?
I thought I was going to believe you, but it's just too fantastic. Hey, Scully.
Hey, Mulder. Where have you been?
Fill off the wagon, Scully. I got a little taste of my own monster hunting
Oh,
ways, and
yeah,
I downed the
honestly.
whole bottle.
I take it you found your were-lizard.
Yeah, it turns out it wasn't a man who turns into a lizard. It's a lizard who turns into a bite.
He's a cute little guy, though. Kind of reminds me of Queequeg.
Aww.
You know, there was a recent comparative cognition study that showed that dogs hold hostilities toward people that harm their masters. I guess maybe I miss having a dog to love. And someone to hold my grudges for me.
Mulder, therefore.
Scully. This is Agent Mulder with the
Maybe if you
FBI.
left him when he got
Animal
depressed.
Control shelter. And where the hell is the animal control shelter? Scully. If the story were true.
Hey, buddy. You want to come home with me?
Aww. Really? Does that mean Scully has a dog now? Again? That poor dog. It's gonna die very quickly.
Guy. Hey, Guy.
Oh, nice, Mark Snow.
Likewise.
Aww. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday the 3rd of February 2016 and I just got done watching episode 3 from season 10 of the X-Files, Mulder and Scully Meet the Were-Monster, written by Darren Morgan, who of course did some of the classic comedic episodes back in season 2, 3 of the original run of the show. And it's an interesting one. There's a lot of Easter eggs in this that are real nods to the fans, you know, stuff to touch on, like Mulder's red Speedo, Scully saying she's immortal, which was really out of place. I didn't get that at all, and I didn't get, like Mulder was being ridiculously like, Scully, why are you, like, risking your life? And Scully was just like, I didn't get that. That didn't work quite well for me. I was just like, I don't know what they were trying to get at, because Mulder's like, well, you know, what's going on with you, Scully? And she's just like, I figured you wanted more time with your lizard monster. And I guess she was giving him space to kind of, because he's going through this whole midlife crisis, doubting himself. I don't know if it's connected to the fact that, because this was always going to be the 3rd episode. It was the 3rd episode filmed, and it has aired in that slot. And Founder's Mutation was, of course, supposed to come after this one. Well, was filmed after this one. So I don't know if it works, like, chronologically, like, because we've had so much deep stuff with the, you know, the alien DNA and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden we have Mulder questioning everything. And I get that he's questioning, like, this hunt for monsters. And especially now with it all being government conspiracy based as opposed to supernatural paranormal beings. But it just, and I felt really bad for Mulder as he tried to find his mojo again, in a way, especially because he's kind of lost so much. I mean, we had, you know, Gupta in Founder's Mutation saying that, you know, the truth is in here, pointing to his heart and stuff like that. And you know, I feel like Mulder and Scully are kind of, like, they seem to just be passing each other a little bit at the moment. Like, they have common ground, but there's just something like two ships just passing, just missing ever so slightly. But I love this story. It's an amazing take on the whole werewolf story. And it feels very much like season 7's Hungry, kind of told from the viewpoint of the from the monster's point of view more than via the agents. And whereas like Rob Roberts in Hungry was a bit, I felt like a slightly underdeveloped character at times. I really, really enjoyed Guy Man. Rhys Darby as Guy Man, a character name that only Darren Morgan would get away with in a series like this, and pull it off well. I really, really enjoyed his character, and I think there was a lot to be said there for mankind and people, and it was an interesting take and an interesting viewpoint. And Rhys Darby, who I know from Flight of the Conchords, I just really, really enjoyed him in this role. But yeah, I have a love-hate of Easter eggs, where I've said this during my game rant review, where if it's done right, then it works. If it's just there for the sake of being there, then it kind of feels out of place. And that's why I was uncomfortable with Scully's bizarre I'm immortal" comment. Of course, everybody says she's immortal, and apparently it's going to be a thing in episode 6. But, it used to be, Darren Morgan said, because, of course, it's a reference to the episode Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose, where Scully asks Clyde, how do I die? And he says, you don't. So, as a result, people have taken it that she's immortal. And, you know what, there's actually been episodes that have kind of contributed to this very notion. Now, Darren Morgan used to say that he always felt that Bruckman was just being a nice guy, because he kind of liked Scully. So he was just being nice. And I kind of, just went with that. That's what, I kind of like the idea of the immortality, and having stuff like episodes like Titonus and that kind of fueled that notion were interesting. But I've always just thought it was because Bruckman was being nice. Now, all of a sudden, Darren Morgan was asked recently about Scully's immortality, and he was just like, well, it's up to you to interpret, kind of thing. And I was like, wow, he's changed his tune. This is slightly disconcerting. But for her to randomly say it out of nowhere after, was it like 20 years after that was first said to her? It just seemed like a really random thing to say, especially after all the things, they've both been through. Yes, it's a comedic episode. Yes, the whole idea is, the banter and stuff. But it just felt a little out of place. Since when does Mulder sleep in red Speedos? I mean, it's epic. But he's always worn boxers. But whatever. There are so many Easter eggs in this, and it's nice. It feels like, a gift to the fans in a way, and that's awesome, but at the same time, Chris Carter always said, they weren't coming back to do a victory lap. So, I don't know. It's finding that middle ground. I don't mind it. I thought it was awesome. I like the callbacks to the Queequeg and that. I'm not sure about Scully, stealing the dog, but whatever. We'll see how that goes, if it goes anywhere at all. When you think that Founder's Mutation was supposed to was originally filmed after this, and the dog had disappeared again, I don't know. But we'll see come next episode. It was an interesting, like I say, I loved the tale. There was some strange edits that I felt a little the flow felt a little off at times. But acting was good. Amazing score by Mark Snow. Like I say, it was excellent to see the stoners from War of the Coprophages and shit, it's gone out of my head. Shit, people. I can see him in my head. Quagmire, that's it. It was fun to see those. Another callback to the original series. Like I say, everything was well acted. Was interesting to see, especially after Founder's mutation with the homosexual characters, to then have another episode where a transgender character was addressed. And it's interesting because, like I say, this is one of those subjects that has always been very taboo on this show and completely ignored. So I feel like they're trying to bring it up to date. I'm not sure. I'm not necessarily sure it was well put. I felt like it could have been better handled, and that character could have had a better part. But for the time that the time that she was there was good. So yeah, well acted all round. Amazing score by Mark Snow. I like I say, my only nitpicks would probably be the editing. Not that it was bad. There was some jumps from scene to scene that just didn't flow quite right for me. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. Just, it didn't work right. But it was very Darren Morganish. And I've seen, because this aired on Monday night, and I've seen a lot of, like, mixed reviews of it. From fans. A lot of people didn't get it. A lot of people loved it. It seems to be a very Marmite episode. Either love it or hate it. And I liked it. I really enjoyed it. To be fair though, I'm not actually. Everybody raves about Clyde Bruckman, Jose Chung's from Outer Space, all of Darren Morgan's previous episodes. And I like them, but I've never been a particularly big fan. I don't know what it is. Especially Jose Chung's from Outer Space. I'm not a big fan of that. Please ignore my phone going off. I'm not a big fan of her. Not that I think it's a bad episode, just it's a little too surreal for me at times. That said, more recently, I watched the episodes and I really enjoy them. I think they're the kind of episodes I have to be in the right mood for. And this one, I think, is going to be in the same barrel as those. Because especially Clyde Bruckman, I enjoy a lot more than I did back when I was a kid. But this had some really good, silly moments, real good laugh. I genuinely found it funny. It's not as funny as some other episodes have been in the series, but I really enjoyed it. It was a good laugh, and it felt classic. Because they're trying so much with these 6 episodes, they want to show the broad... the different kind of genres and subject matter that they were so good at doing over the course of 25 episodes per season. I like that this is in there, and especially in the middle, because one thing, a lot of people are like, oh, it's gotten too silly, this, that and the other, and this was always a thing, it was always the thing that you would have a silly episode before the serious stuff. They would always balance it so you didn't have consistent, downers and then nothing. You always had that silly episode before things got bad again, emotionally. And from what I know of, now this is where I get it muddled up, either, I'm pretty sure Home Again is next. I'm pretty sure Home Again's next, and then it's Babylon the following week. But I know things are starting to get, back towards the emotional side. So I think this is the kind of thing that needed to be that cushion between the start and especially then when Founder's Mutation got moved. You know, you've got those emotional episodes, you've now got this light-hearted one, and then it's going to go emotional again. So it will be interesting to see. But I'm so glad it was done. I'm so grateful Darren Morgan come back. If he hadn't done this episode, the only other person I could have imagined doing an episode like this is Vince Gilligan, of course, but he wasn't available to come back. So I enjoyed it. I'd give it... You know what? For the subject matter, for how much of a giggle I got out of it, and just all-round feel of the show, I'd easily give it an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it. I'm not so sure... I feel like Founder's Mutation ever so slightly. That's why I was debating giving like Founder's Mutation an 8.5. And I think having seen this, it's not quite as good as Founder's Mutation, but I really did enjoy it. It's a good, strong episode. If you're not familiar with the more comedic episodes of the show, this may throw you for a loop. But give it a chance. And it's got a lot of heart to it. And, you know, as I've always said, that's what I love about these kind of things. So please give it a chance. That's Mulder and Scully meet the Were-Monster. Big shout out as well. Didn't get a chance, sorry. Kumail Nanjiani, who I knew from... Silicon Valley, but I never really got into Silicon Valley. And then he was announced and to guest star in this, and it turned out, because he has his own podcast regarding the X-Files, the X-Files Files, I think it's called, and he's a huge fan of the show. So he's like one of us. So he has been a big... really hyping up this revival and that. He's been at the, you know, the Comic-Con and stuff, with the rest of the, you know, Duchovny, Anderson, Chris Carter and that, you know, really pushing for this show. And, you know, big hats off to him, because it's so nice to have somebody who's as passionate a fan as me and others, you know, taking part in something like this. And his character was underdeveloped, and he was really a bit of a throwaway joke at the end regarding his serial killer status. And I get that they was trying to keep things light-hearted, but I really felt gutted that wasn't properly explored at the end. But otherwise, no, hats off to him. I had to point it out, and I nearly forgot about it, so apologies. But no, please check out this episode. Looking forward to next week's episode, even though I'm probably going to have a good cry over the next 3. It's Home Again. I'm pretty sure it's by Chris Carter. This is where I get confused, but I am pretty sure that Robbie Amell and Laura Ambrose are in them. As Einstein and Miller. So I'm pretty sure they're over the next 3. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's either Home Alone, Home Again, or Babylon. I should have checked that up before doing this video, but I'm looking forward to it. And I can't believe we're halfway through now, people. This is really, really, really weird. But starts in the UK next week as well, so that'll be interesting to watch it with adverts. But for now, guys, please share your thoughts. If you've seen this episode, please share your thoughts on it. And please let me know if I should continue to react to these episodes and share my initial thoughts on them. But thanks so much for watching. Please take care and catch you later. Take care, guys.